What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be running over the network provider version media mobile. Now the reason why I'm doing this video, it's purely based on a review on the experience that I've had with this network provider myself, and how much and what have I actually gained and learned from it, and I believe this is probably something useful to share with you guys, for those of you who might not have already come across this network provider and probably considering getting a mobile phone contract with them, or maybe just a SIM only deal. So it's just some key areas that we need to run over for you to consider as well. And then the end decision is entirely up to yourself, but judging on my experience, I would not recommend this network provider to anybody unless you're willing to take the risk. Now, you can see on their website they do offer quite a lot. Sometimes you might actually have the broadband services through them, and that could be a catch to it. So what it was for myself, I had the broadband deal and the phone deal with them and the TV deal. So it was quite a lot of services I already had with them, and I had a few other a few other SIM card only deals with them. So I thought, let me just take another deal out. It's not a big problem. I'm already with them. I'm happy with the services and everything is that. Now the underlying issue here that I have is the tariff that I took out the contract with them was just a SIM only deal. And it provided you with 2,500 minutes, unlimited minutes to any network in the UK or landline, and then you had 2,500 minutes, which were strictly for service numbers such as 0800, 0845, 0870. And I thought, it's actually, from time to time, it's good to have a SIM card, where you're able to ring these sort of numbers. A lot of businesses in the United Kingdom have those sort of numbers, and they are quite costly. So it was a good feature to have on the, to have with them. So here is my current account with them. As you can see, my PayMonthly account. Unfortunately, they've suspended this account as we speak, and the reason being is that they believe that I've overused the minutes which are available for the 08 numbers, such as 0845, 0870. 0800 is free now, so that's not an issue. But their judgment was that I've overused it, and they've suspended the service due to that, with no prior notification to myself to let me know that, for instance, look, you've breached the T&Cs with the fair usage policy. I'm going to run over the fair usage policy in a second, but what I wanted to show you guys was that what they've actually provided to me. So from what you can see is a monthly cost of £10 per month. The 30 is an additional cost, so we can ignore that. You have 2,500 minutes plus 2 GB data. And about my plan, so if we go to about my plan area, I'm just logged out, so let me log back in. I'm going to show you exactly what my plan is, which is this right here. So you can see that the airtime allowance is unlimited calls, and this is not restricted to. It's unlimited to any Virgin Mobile minutes to any network, basically. So that could be EE, Vodafone, whatever, any network, including the landline. And then they've clearly stated inclusive minutes to 0845, 0870 numbers, and those are 2,500 minutes. Now, for my usage last month, I didn't even reach anywhere close to 50% spent on these minutes to those sort of numbers. And their claim was that I've breached their fair usage policy, and due to that, they've suspended the account with no notification to myself. I haven't received a text. I didn't receive a message here to my email address. I did not receive anything. I did not receive a letter. Nothing to state that the services were suspended because I've breached their fair usage policy. Now, speaking to their support team, which were extremely useless. So that's another issue. If you contact their mobile phone side of the support team, they're quite useless. They're not as good as the broadband side of support team, and they can't actually help. So I was on the phone to them for the past 2-3 days, and they've just been saying the manager is not available, manager is not in office, the support person is not able to help because it's out of its scope. and that they will ask the manager to give me a ring back, and nobody called me. Just last night they decided to put the call across, and then that also got cut off, and I was on the phone maybe for I would say 20 minutes with nothing happening. And then this morning I spoke to them again for 45 minutes. The end result was basically them kindly telling me to either fuck off from the network, take the number with me, or change the tariff to something that doesn't actually include, these minutes of these numbers here. Now they're not understanding my argument here. The issue that I'm facing is that I haven't actually breached anything within the contract. So why do I have to downgrade the contract? It doesn't make any sense. You're telling me to downgrade, but I haven't actually breached anything. If we look into their fair usage policy, which I have opened in a different tab. Now I'll make sure I have all the links in the description below for you guys to actually visit this and completely study some of these contradicting TNCs, because I think it's good that if you are going to consider them, you should fully understand exactly what their TNCs are, because there are some hidden gems here that you only find out once they suspend your service, and that is of course is of no good use to anybody. So here we go. So they're claiming that the use of predominantly, if we're calling 087 and 084 numbers, then there is that we're breaching their usage policy. Now here, nowhere I'm actually seeing what do they mean by the term predominantly. Because the calls that I've made were not predominant to just 087 or 084 numbers. It's a mixture of mobile phone numbers, landline numbers. It's just a mixture, just a typical usage an individual would do. So that was my case against them. And the other case that I had against them was that, why was I not pre-notified of this? Why did I not receive a text? My phone hasn't been working for the past 3-4 days. People are trying to contact me, and I have no idea. People have to email me. The situation was so bad, people have to actually email me saying, "Hey man, is your phone actually working?" Because I've been trying to get in touch. It says that the number is temporarily unavailable. For other people, it was the calls to this number have been barred. And I mean, for me to access the account online, it doesn't say account suspended either. So it's just the whole system from Virgin Media is it's lacking. It's lacking in many different aspects of a good company that would provide you with a good service for the customer themselves, with prompt notifications, whether there are updates, if there are suspensions, if there are changes, if there's a downtime, any of these things. There should be the network provider should be in touch with the user at the minimum, but it's something they don't do, and the support team was extremely unhelpful. The end decision was that basically just leave the network. If you're not happy with it, downgrade. I mean, my argument is, why am I leaving something that I've done nothing wrong to? Why am I suspended in the first place? There must be justice with me. We need to get to the bottom of this before I just leave it. So no, I mean, your fair usage policy doesn't say much other than predominantly. You've clearly given me 2,500 minutes. If that was the case, it should be 2,500 minutes with an asterisk here saying, and that asterisk should relate to the fact that if you use maybe let's say 50% of the minutes in a month, chances are you will get suspended. Or because there should be a warning. I should receive an email, a text, something to say that you've used. The issue is that I haven't actually used 2,500 minutes. Now, if I start 2,500 minutes, then they had all the right to either charge me for the excessive usage of the minutes beyond my limit, or actually contact me and say, "Look, we're giving you a warning. If you breach it again, or blah blah blah, whatever, chances are your account will be suspended." No, now none of those actions were taken. To me, it seems that they've stopped giving these packages, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to force down customers to downgrade, the ones who are actually on these packages and who are benefiting from it. So, in a sense, that is not correct. That is not, this is not what I signed up to. I signed up to this package because this is the package that I wanted. Now, I mean, if you can't provide me this package and you're forcefully telling me to downgrade, then, first of all, you can't do that because I've signed up to an agreement, okay? Second of all, if you believe that I've gone above the usage limit, or your fair usage policy as it states, it doesn't give you much. But as it states, that that predominantly used, then tell me. At least notify me that this is actually happening. And we believe that if this continues, then chances are service will be terminated. You know, but don't just go ahead and just terminate the service without even letting me know. People are trying to get in touch with me. I don't know what's going on. I'm speaking to support. Nobody can help. People are passing me left, right, back and forth. I don't know what's going on. But from this experience that I've had with them, and that the outcome was simply to leave or downgrade the package. So at the same price, I'm just downgrading the package because it's more convenient for them. Why should I be with this company and pay £10 a month? Maybe it doesn't seem a lot, but you're still paying for a service. And what was worse is when I told him that it's now suspended, either I should be compensated or not billed, and he goes, "Sir, that's not. This is not our. This is not our problem. This is your problem because you're suspended. If you're suspended, we're still going to be charging you." And I was like, "All right, so you can't resolve the issue. You don't want to compensate me because I haven't had the use of the service. Instead, you're actually going to charge me for each day that I'm suspended." I asked to contact their complaints department. There's no phone number. There's no email address. To contact the complaints department, I have to speak to him. He's going to raise a complaint for me. Or the company is so backward that they're asking me to send a letter. In 21st century, I'll be sending a letter to this company raising a complaint. They weren't able to resolve my issue over the phone. It took them 3 days to circulate the issue around from one department to another, back and forth. The end result was like, okay, just leave or downgrade. Simple as that. As if they don't even care. They don't even care. There's a customer. So I told them, I said, okay, no problems. I'll raise a complaint. I'll find my way to raise a complaint. But I'm going to terminate all my services with Virgin Media because A, I'm not benefiting from them. B, it's very poor service. Okay, you guys are not willing to come to a resolution. I haven't done anything wrong. You're claiming that I've breached your fair usage policy. Your fair usage policy is very vague. It doesn't state anything other than this for the numbers that I've used. Okay. Now there's something else as well for you guys to consider. If you're considering buying a phone, let's say a single deal or a full package with a phone and everything, and if you're going to be taking a data package off them, now the issue is, you see, this is why you really need to read this, because they are playing with customers, and the thing is, they have everything hidden under their fair usage policy. So you need to run over this carefully and understand what packages you're taking off them. Despite this video, and if you're still, obviously this is just a bad experience I've experienced, but it's a wake-up call, that why should you not go with this network? And I'm just trying to help you guys out, but it's entirely down to you. You might want to still go with them for whatever reason. If you do, what you need to do is you need to read the fine print here and understand. So there's another one. Excessive usage over 3.5 GB of data per month will result in your maximum bandwidth being restricted to 3G speeds at this. So that's another catch to it. So now, for instance, you have 10 GB data within package, 6 GB, 5 GB, whatever. Surely you will need to utilize that full data because you've been given that data and you're paying for it. But the problem here is, if you surpass 3.5 GB in that 30-day period, that calendar month, whatever, then your speed are going to drop to 3G speeds at what they've stated here. So downstream and upstream. So you're basically lower down to 3G speeds. You won't be able to access things at the higher speed of 4G. So even if you have a 4G network, 4G SIM card from them, it's pretty much useless. The only thing you should consider is, okay, you should probably take a 4 GB maximum data allowance with them, maybe 2 GB, so you'll never surpass 3.5. But if you go above that, then you're breaching their so-called fair usage policy, which obviously they don't state that again. They don't state that anywhere in your control panel or before you take out the contract. They should verify and confirm these details so you're aware of it. These are the things that they actually catch the customer with a good price. Tell you you're already with us, you have this is the service, you'll benefit if we give you this service at a discounted rate, blah, 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 but you don't know what's actually happening in the background, which is what I've just experienced now. So, from my experience, I would not recommend Virgin Media Mobile to anybody. I would say stay away from it. If you can get a deal from EE, Vodafone, with these networks, and I've never had an issue for the past 7 years, never had a single issue. nothing hidden. Everything is, it's there in black and white in front of on your control panel. The moment you access it, everything's there. You can see everything 100%. You know exactly what you're buying and the terms you're obliging by. So, I mean, from my review, from my understanding, from my experience with this network, I would never recommend it. I'm strongly against it, and it is now entirely your decision. Should you want to continue with it, that's not up to me. I've given my feedback. There is a review entirely based on experience here, and the rest is up to you guys. Now, if you have experienced something similar, please make sure to leave a comment below and understanding if it's only affecting me or others are also affected by this. And if any of you guys have come to a resolution with Virgin Mobile through whatever means, it would be good to share that so I can also get a resolution by that. Until next time, peace out.